India is a huge country with 1.3 billion people, birthplace of several religions which now rather frequently seem to clash with one another. India is best known today for its call centers, pharmaceutical, and high-tech industries. However, poverty and wealth live side by side. While a handful are rich, the majority live in rural villages or urban slums, making at best a little under $2 a day. While the landscape is beautiful, real life in thousands of villages is filled with enormous hardships. One of these villages is Motupur in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The village is situated close to the Nepal border. The state is approximately the same size as Idaho, but home to approximately 193 million people. The road to Motupur is a road that everyone should travel once in a lifetime. Approximately 20,000 Muslims, Hindus, and Christians, low castes and no castes, live side by side in endless villages in the Motupur area. Unemployment, poverty, alcoholism, and drugs are major problems, as well as malnutrition, disease, and no education. A few years ago, Global Action launched the India Hope Center in Motupur to provide light into these villages and share Christ with them in practical ways.
It was late 2005 when I first heard about the Motupur project. It was described to me as a project in a remote place that desperately needed the gospel. I get requests like this very frequently, and so I wasn't interested. But I was asked just to come and see. So I traveled the 5-hour road into nothingness and came to what is now the India Hope Center. I lost my heart to this place. And when I was told that we could take over the project and operate it, I did not hesitate to say yes. This is a project where it's more important to share the gospel by deed than word. And so that is how the different phases of the Hope Center is being developed. It is right next to a wildlife preserve. The odd Bengali tiger has been seen. There are leopards, wild elephants, and scores of monkeys.
Today, several years later, the India Hope Center is well established in its first phase. One of the cornerstones for the India Hope Center is a school. Right now, the school functions from grade K to 7, with more and more children from the surrounding villages applying to attend. With the school beginning to use English as the language medium for education, it has become even more attractive for children in the area. A high school will be built as soon as possible, ensuring that the students can go on to a university from the Hope Center School. It will take a little more than 1.5 million bricks to finish the school. Many children in the area do not have the opportunity to go to school. There are many daily problems facing the children in these villages. Most of them spend all day gathering twigs and branches so their mothers get fuel for nighttime to cook their only meal. Some are orphans because their parents died or simply cannot afford to keep them at home any longer. They roam the streets and neighborhoods, eating from the garbage dumps after the dogs and rats. Others work as child labor or even temple prostitutes. Over the last few years, more than 50 orphans have already come to find shelter at the Hope Center, and foster parents are being asked to come and take on 7 children each to create a home atmosphere for them.
So I think this Hope Center can give them a hope, because they had a hopeless life in the past. And I feel the Hope Center can really bring hope in their life.
Individual apartments have been constructed for each family. The goal is to provide a home for at least 85 orphans in 12 foster homes. Land has been purchased to make the Hope Center function in such a way that it can reach out to the entire village population. A dairy and poultry farm with buffaloes and chickens will provide eggs and milk for the Hope Center, while a huge greenhouse will ensure healthy and nutritious food for all the children. Fields waiting for construction are currently being used for cultivation of hay and vegetables. The average person in the area struggles with various diseases. In their time of need, they go to the village medicine man, the divine healers, to seek help for their ailments. One of the most critical needs is to construct a hospital at the center. A mobile clinic has already been donated and land has already been purchased. A 5,300 square foot hospital is ready to be built as soon as all the needed funding is in hand. So far, 65% of the needed building costs has been raised. It will contain an outpatient clinic where small operations can be performed, as well as a maternity hospital, so women do not have to travel for hours to give birth to their babies, often with fatal results. The next step will include equipping the hospital with beds, operating tables, X-ray equipment, and a lab. The hospital will serve the most poverty-stricken in the villages with quality staff and equipment in a way that is not available now. In the next phase, a vocational school will be constructed, where villagers and the adolescent children will learn about engines, welding, tailoring, and computers. Lack of a building has not stopped the tailoring school to start its activities. 15 women are already coming daily to study the basics. A micro-business industry will also be developed to improve the conditions for the villagers, as well as providing some funding for the India Hope Center. The central focus of the Hope Center is a church with regular services, Sunday school, and other programs.
When we took over the India Hope Center, the church had neither floor nor roof. To see the transformation now is simply miraculous. The orphans who recently did not even know the name of Jesus now often go into the villages to introduce his name to the villagers through their happy songs and skits.
Every winter, it is a bleak situation for people living in these remote villages close to the Himalayas. Many die because of cold-related diseases or simply freeze to death.
In these villages, people don't have room heating system. People don't have enough warm clothing to cover themselves. So basically a simple blanket actually saves life. When we go and give the blanket, it's not just the physical blanket that is given. It's given in the love of God, in the love of Christ, and when we receive people and the team from abroad, those who come along with us to give it to these people in the community, it makes a big impact. Because most often I have seen that along with us, the team member would come, give the blanket, give a warm hug. And no other object in the whole world can light up the face like this other than the love of Christ.
It only takes $5 to provide one good quality woolen blanket. It will warm one person next winter and may even save one life. You are also needed. You can come on a short-term team and hand out blankets or encourage the children and staff at the Hope Center. If you have the right skills, you are welcome as an intern for a month or two to serve at the Hope Center, to teach in the school or vocational school, to serve in agriculture, as well as the medical field or business field. Your life will never be the same. Don't wait. Now is the time.
Hope Center is basically not just a school, orphanage, or shelter for homeless kids, but it is basically a place where we have the next generation of evangelists, pastors, preachers, children of God, being brought up in the love of God to serve the community, to serve the Master.